there's castings there, I'm probably fine just doing this. But
All right, what we up against?
Oftentimes like to add more
We both undefeated, 1-1, baby.
Okay, it's getting to the bottom of the bucket, so I'm just gonna go around and make sure that I get it kind of everywhere evenly. The gnarly barley and the
Sent the invite already.
A little bit of calphos made up the rest of the bulk. Tiny bit of gypsum.
Get this shit in the chat.
So most of the stuff is very forgiving, even though it looks like a lot of stuff. And now, even though it wasn't perfectly even, I'm gonna go and spread this around with my hands now.
Got the spliff already fired up.
Right or wrong way to do this. Some people are going to be very particular about tilling the soil even slightly, but I'm not as
Get this game plan together, baby. Gotta execute.
Kind of ripping and pulling very young cover crops. I'm not like ripping really deep roots out. That's gonna cause a problem.
Yeah. Definitely want the sacks, baby.
Just to kind of get everything worked in a little bit.
Definitely gonna bring these.
And so that's going to create this cool texture on top, a nutrient layer. Remember, the build a soil way.
Definitely gonna bring these, baby.
Recycled soil. We're doing no-till. Low-till. And part of the reason why I want it all up here on top is once I plant the plants, they're going to get feeder roots up top. They're going to go down below for water and minerals. And I feel like it's going to create that balance where even though I put quite a bit in here, it's going to be very hard to overdo.
It's all on top. Man, we want to do our thing, though, man.
And we're going to add a little bit more later by adding those amino acids, so I don't have to hit the nitrogen perfect. We're going to add some coconut water. We're going to add the root wise, so I don't need to hit the potassium perfect. We're going to add the build-a-blooms, so I don't need to add it perfect. And in organics, less is more. You can always come back in, top dress a little bit later, add a little bit of water-soluble organics, but if you overshoot up front, you're setting yourself up for just a really slow build at it. Look at this, it's already kind of coming together. I'm barely really working the top of the soil. And this, now that it's kind of pulled up, will all start to die. This cover crop and turn into plant food because it's so young. The carbon to nitrogen ratio is so tight. It'll just break down quick. It's not woody like high carbon. It's so easy to use. And that's pretty much it. I've got all the seed meal in there. The gypsum is in there. I want to water it in, and I've got the micronutrients already in the can.
Boy on a
and
mission.
I've got the Q in there, which will help disperse the moisture. While I'm shaking this up, this is the micronutrients. I'll remind you, we're in episode 3,
a little impatient.
talking about the take and bake and re-amending it.
I understand.
If you haven't watched season 1, check out episode 3, season 1. That's where we made the take and bake from scratch to begin with, and how you would make it if you order the take and bake. It's got free shipping. All of the individual parts come to you, and you make your own potting soil from scratch. And as you can see from our results in the soil testing, it's a phenomenal recipe. Take and bake. If you'd like to make it, watch that video. It was one of our most popular videos of the first season, so I'd recommend it. And I mentioned in there, I mix soil. I'm passionate about it. When I make the soil from scratch and use it for myself, I'm prouder of it. It's mine.
We in our dark unis, Playboy.
It does feel better when it's freshly made, not made, bagged, and shipped. So although I believe in our soil, it's kind of like preparing you a fresh homemade meal versus me prepping something and you reheating it.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? From just inside the 20, a short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
data is very important because even if
What's
you're
up, man? You having some technical difficulties over there?
major wrench in your plant, like if you're high sodium in steam milk, or chlorine if you're really bad, or bicarbonate in your water. All these things become important depending on your situation. But if you're indoors, you've got clean water, you got to take it, mate. You can pretty much just haul the build soil away because they're not going to need a lot of curveball variables like I mentioned, like the chlorides, bicarbonate, sodium, any of that.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
You might actually get way too much sodium, way too much potassium and have an excess situation, and that's a little different than when you don't have enough. When you don't have enough, you just add it. When you have excesses, like you bought a potting soil and had excess sodium, excess potassium, now you got to leach it out or overshoot it on the others. It becomes a problem. So starting with balance, very, very important. Look at that. It's all moist. It's all foamed up. We got the Q in there. I put all the amendments in. All that powder I just put in, you can't see any of it. It's already worked into the soil. The worms are going to come up and grab that and pull it down, eat it. The soil biology is going to all break it down. And, of course, the plants are going to dig in there and break it down. What I don't want to do is put it all in there and wait 2 years and then plant because a lot of it will have been used up by nature. I did this right before I amended because it's most likely to be there. It's Friday today. That gives me the whole weekend to let this kind of break down. I'll keep it moist and keep it going. On Monday, I'm hoping that we have the new blue oyster straw logs in. And I'm going to break up a straw log on here. The last thing that I'll probably do
Alright,
is
cuz
sprinkle
having
just a little
problems.
castings in here to help break that all down. But
Take a little
man,
break.
it's black up top. It's full of additives. It really looks like the worms and everything's been doing its job. So I'm not too particular about the worm castings. I'm probably just going to put them
We
mulch.
got plenty of
That's really the
motherfucker
main thing I
for
want
the
you to
game,
take from
baby.
this is that if
But
the
we
light's
go
just
save them
blasting on here in a cover
blasts.
crop, the worms aren't going to come up and break it all down. If I cover it with the mulch, it creates this dark layer where it stays moist, and that's where everything breaks down. You also notice that I don't just make like a cake that makes a brick. Sometimes customers will say they use the craft blend and it makes their soil too hard and they can't water it in. You need to ruffle it in there. You need to scratch it into the soil so that it becomes part of the soil. If you just make a layer of mineral on top, it can turn into a brick and you can't water through it. Those are just things to consider. I hope I made this seem simple. It really, really is. All we did was take these soil tests, which I showed you how to take in the first episode. I sent it to the lab. A week later, I got the results. Bryant had the results done the same day from Soil Doctor. And today we were able to apply the amendments, water in the micronutrients, and basically we're going to let this sit for a couple days, plant into it, and this will be one of the best rounds we've ever had. Now it's on its no-till, and as things get evolved, they get better. I want to encourage you, don't throw your soil away. Keep it. That second round, that third round, that 20th round, they get better over time instead of worse. Especially if you're following the less is more protocol, you're reading your plants or you're doing soil testing. If you're trying to keep your soil and you're just dumping tons of shit in there because you can't figure it out, it's so full of excesses, no wonder why people throw their soil away. In hydro, you hear people flushing. That's because excesses is also a problem in hydro. If you just keep putting nutrients in and excesses build up, you have to flush them out before you can feed properly. So instead of flushing, instead of having to throw soil away, follow the build a soil way. Less is more, or get a soil test and make sure you're doing things appropriately. I hope this has helped. If you've got questions, I'm sure there'll be a lot of them. I love soil testing. I've read all the books. I've done a lot of this on our own, but I think you can trust the Soil Doctor. We're going to display the results. If you get something that you have questions on, our whole crew here can help. Zach, he does soil tests here for Build a Soil, and he helps on customer service. You can live chat us, email us, and like always, in these videos here on YouTube, put it right here in the comments and questions section. We'll do our best to address it. It may be that it's a pre-coded question video that we do instead of trying to type it out. But either way, we're paying attention. We do want to answer everyone. Well, hello and welcome to the FAQ #1 for Season 2. Very excited to be back in this seat answering some of your questions because I see them pouring in. A lot of times I'm either after hours with my family or I'm just in a spot where I can't dedicate the attention to answering the questions. And
All right, we're back in progress.
These sections allow me to sit down with you, go through at least a few of the questions that we can take out of these YouTube comments and answer them directly. And I feel like it makes a bigger impact because there's more of you that can see the answer instead of just the one person I reply to. However, as we go forward into winter, I'm hoping that we'll have a little bit more time to dig into these comments and answer.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams.
YouTube channel just to make sure that we do follow up. As far as the book goes, reproducing. Acres USA a lot of times will buy the rights to books and they'll reproduce them. I would certainly entertain doing that. Forrest Air's family, if there's anything that's even possible, I don't know. We'll do some research. Beyond that, if we find it's a complete dead end,
Hope they don't give me the ball now.
To support the family through reprinting, then I'd imagine we'll take a copy that we have here, put it through our high-end scanner, and then make that downloadable so this information doesn't go missing. It's very, very good info. I believe you probably could find the first edition available for download
have
PDF.
orange helmets, though.
You might be able to find the second one on download for PDF as well. So I'll do some more research. I just wanted to share with you where I'm at right now so I can answer the question. David says, how is the worm activity in the 3x3 bed? Did you find any worms while working in the amendments? Really good question. I didn't dig to look. And I'm positive there's some worms in there because
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. Two teams here fresh off week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. Taken from about the 12. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
It's all good. It's all good.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, it's Elliott. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The Cowboys are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured up to the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he will have a Cowboys first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run left with Pond, and he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. This defense for the Bengals, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
Well,
they're looking for Lamb. It's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
First carry here for Joe Mixon. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Drew Sample, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Evan McPherson for the extra point. And his kick is no good. Auspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
What they're going to give us, what we got to take.
Thanks, Jeremy. Is there something wrong with using...
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. Well, they got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. Pollard going to try the right side.
There we go.
And some room to work. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 6-0 our score after 1. First down, and it's Pollard again. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And the Bengals are going to get the football back at their own 17. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The Bengals drive about to get going. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground.
Ooh, look at the hammer.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Turn this shit around.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting it back on the sand. On 4th down, Drew Chrisman on the punt. Taken from just outside the 30. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Working with a 2nd and 3. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. This won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Now Prescott.
Wow.
For the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to get it back here just past the 35. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They will throw on first down with Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Second and 10.
Need a real big introduction.
Throwing again, it's Burrow.
There we go.
Oh, that's it.
There we go.
Double team, and it's intercepted.
To
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
Wow. Good shit.
Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee going at the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
McPherson's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
11.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's got room. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
Here we go.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And a crossover out of bounds right at the 25. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
There we go.
Throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted.
I need to take this fast, man.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go belly in again. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
This is caught by Hilton.
Force calling,
and
man.
they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now it's Burrow. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 18, and he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. 78 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And able to get this to the 31. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Prescott to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 20-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Inside give to Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
In the meantime, if you have trouble, we'll be here. Message us, live chat, send an email to the support@otisroll.com. Reach out to the YouTube channel. So let us know if we can help, and I appreciate you.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. The give is to Elliott. From the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a give here to Pollard.
Oh, ran out of motherfucking gas. This shit.
As he's taken down in the backfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Prescott. This is caught. Touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with career touchdown number 70. And the Cowboys have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Marr now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 5.
Yeah.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5.
Come on now.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Let's go, fellas. We got a pattern.
The Bengals drive about to get going. But the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. To rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Throwing on 2nd down. Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Y'all see it. Y'all see it.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Damn.
Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot him away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
6 more. 7 points, baby.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open, but you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Oh,
solid
shit.
running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Can't pass for shit tonight.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. A 20th carry here for Elliott. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. A second pin has fallen. There's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. From the pistol, here's Elliott. 121 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their 2nd, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back.
One more time.
Again, it's Elliott. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Obviously, Charles, such an important, well-executed touchdown, and that caps off what has been a strong second half. Remember, they trailed at halftime.
And how about the response? That's the type of thing that every team talks about before the season begins. Don't worry about the scoreboard at the half. Let's play strong in the second and come out and take the fight to our opponent. They did exactly that, and now they have the lead to show for it.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Bengals drive about to get going. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game. In this sequence here, maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball of you if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward. But they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
To throw, Burrow. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. Well, somebody lit a fire.
really necessary for everybody. That's why we've not incorporated it into the Build a Soul way. So I hope that makes sense. Next question, Minish. What are you using to trigger the exhaust on top of your tent? Okay, so if you're watching, you'll see a little white temperature dangler, and it's in the back of quadrant 3, and that is reading the temperature and humidity. And when the temperature drops below 82, as programmed in my NIWA app, N-I-W-A, it's a power strip that we carry, and you can program it, and then once it's programmed, you can put it in your grow room, and it'll either run and update you on Wi-Fi, or it'll just run, even without Wi-Fi. But it'll go off your recipe. My recipe right now is 82 degrees. If I put the temperature lower than that, the fan will be on a little bit more consistently, because I'm not air conditioning, and that'll draw the humidity out, and the humidity will be running a lot more. And with LED, I like to stimulate the activity of the plants by having a little bit more temperature. Enzymes and nutrient release in organic soil is often based on that temperature. So the NIWA is the short answer, and I have an intake in case you didn't notice, and that one is on low 100% of the time. So even when the exhaust is off, I'm bringing fresh air in, there's fresh CO2 in there. Okay, so Linus says, why do you recommend to stop adding aloe to the water after flower starts? I don't think that you have to. A lot of people add aloe all the way through. Some people have said it helps with a number of things. I'll tell you where it came from. We want to save money, and I don't want to just spend stuff haphazardly and just throw stuff
right back.
And the loading it, using it throughout veg, it seems to help a lot. And when we were learning about the